Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Robert Biggerstaff here in Pensacola. We're all about trying to gain financial independence. The way we do that, or I do it, mostly is through real estate, and I'm not opposed to other investments at all. I just think it's important to keep your money working for you, and I don't mean in a savings account. I do believe highly in having reserves, but once you get past a certain point, it's time to start making money with money. Um, Today I'm going to give you a couple tips on screening tenants before actually signing a lease with somebody. These tips I've gained over 17 years of being a landlord and talking with other landlords, some tricks that they've done. You know, we haven't always had access to personal background, credit, all of that without, the internet coming online like it has and being made available to us, so to speak. So, back in the old days, we kind of had to do a little bit of reconnaissance and different stuff and everything like that. But I will give you 5 tips on how to find a decent tenant before you even sign a lease with them. Okay, pre-qualifying a suitable tenant is one of the most important things you will ever do. I can't stress to you how much, in the state of Florida, it's about $450 to evict one person if they're the only person that signed on the lease. Okay, and that's not including what you have to go back and fix once they have been evicted. And so, just a little bit of time and a little bit of money, you can find out what kind of a person they really are, and save thousands and thousands of dollars. And once you get past a certain point where you got 4 properties or more, you're starting to look at a significant savings, because if you have 4 turnovers in 1 year and it costs you $1,500 for each one, that's to evict them and then go in there and paint, change out carpet, whatever it is that you do, that's $6,000. Well, do that 10 years in a row, that's $60,000. That's another house, or even 2 houses if you buy them like I do. So, it really will behoove you to watch these 5 tips, put them into action, and then improve your bottom line. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Robert here. What we're doing now is we're going to go by, and this is the very first tip, is I send people a pre-qualification application with questions that they answer. Okay, one of those is, what is your current address? So what I do is I go by their current address, knock on the door, get them to hopefully answer, and when they open the door, then I look all around inside, because that's going to tell me how they're going to treat my house that they plan on renting. So come with me, all right? Got you a spare seat right here and everything like that. Y'all come with me. We're going to see, and hopefully they answer the door. Quiet. We're about to knock on the door of this person that asked about renting one of my properties, and so we're going to find out, hopefully they'll answer the door, find out how they take care of this house, and that will tell me how they're going to take care of my place that they want to rent. So let's do this. Okay, we're about to knock on the door. Here we go.
Hello,
Hey there.
can I help you?
Are you Maria?
I am.
Hey, my name is Robert, and you had filled out an application for a rental property of mine. Do you remember? Oh, that's a mighty big
I
dog
do.
you got right
What are you
there.
doing here?
Well, there's a couple questions that weren't answered on it and everything like that. Can you kind of help me out and let me figure out what's kind of going on?
Are you one of those scumbag landlord types?
No. I was just trying to make sure on the application, because they weren't all the questions weren't filled out and everything. So one of them that I remembered wasn't answered was, are you gainfully employed right now?
I am, and I put that on the application.
Oh, okay. Boy, that sure is a big dog right there. Okay, well, I am terribly sorry, but I might have got your application mixed up with somebody else's, but thank you very much for your time.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, we almost got busted by doing this. However, I got to look inside the house, even though they got a dog, and I'm not sure about that one, but he seemed to be okay. He didn't take a bite out of me. That was lucky. The house doesn't smell. What I was able to see is that there was wood floors in there. Okay, so if the property that they're wanting to rent from me is going to have carpet, you need to find out if they have a vacuum cleaner, because that'll tell you if they're going to take care of your carpet or not if they got a vacuum. So they passed as far as I'm concerned, because the inside of it looked good and it also smelled good. Didn't smell like smoke, didn't smell like pets or anything like that. So, you know, you just get a quick view, sort of look all the inside and everything, and we kind of go from there. It's not perfect, however, it's better than just going by the seat of your pants and saying, yeah, give me your money and you can move into my place. That was tip number one. The next tip that I got for you is subscribe to an online service that will run background and credit checks, okay? Just because somebody's got a criminal background or they got prior evictions doesn't mean that they're going to be a bad tenant. A lot of people have learned that, you know, you just can't outrun public records and what's now kept in databases online. So, for lack of better words, they've had to straighten their act up or they found themselves homeless. What I do is if someone has a eviction in the last 5 years, then I get a double deposit from them. In the state of Florida, you can do that. You know, I also send them a questionnaire and I ask very specific questions with them as far as like, do you have a checking account? Are you gainfully employed? Do you make 3 times what the rent is? Do you have that income? You know, how many people will be living in the house? Will you ever have anybody over that's a sexual predator? You know, you have to ask these things to kind of, well, it's pre-qualifying the tenant. Now, you know, I have some places that are not in the most desirable part of town, and for me to expect people to qualify for this type of property with these type of questions, it's never going to get rented for the most part. And so you have to be realistic on where you buy your property at and what type of person you're going to be attracting. So with that being said, always keep in mind, as far as generally speaking, the lower end properties will have higher cash flow. However, they will have more maintenance and more dealings with the tenants than higher properties per se in those regards. So that's the next tip. Some of you still like the old-fashioned way of trying to find a new prospective tenant by putting a sign in the front yard. And generally speaking, you're going to put one that looks very similar to this. And that's what I have to say about that sign, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? If you have a sign in the front yard that has a phone number on it, you'll get every looky-loo tire kicker driving by that just wants to see how much, okay? Your phone will ring off the hook with a bunch of needless questions, okay? And you've opened yourself up to a tremendous amount of headache by doing this. My suggestion to you is put a sign in the front yard that says for rent, and then below that put words that says info on window, okay? Take you a little 3x5 card and put the price of the house and put your phone number on it and tape it to the inside of the front window or on the front door. The reason for this is twofold. One, it will show you that they're serious because they actually have to stop, pull in the driveway, get out. That's the first thing, because they're having to put forth some effort, so they're somewhat serious. The second thing that it's telling you is they can read, or they know somebody that can read. So those two things will help with finding a tenant that you want to have rent your place. Here's another tip for you. When you pull up to the house, go look inside their vehicles, and that will give you kind of an indication on how they're going to take care of the inside of the house. Let's take a look. Yep, pretty clean in there. We're checking out the other side of the vehicle now. So these are definitely good things in their favor when we take a look at those and everything. So we're going to kind of get this thing wrapped up. This is Robert with the No Pay, No Stay Network. Please subscribe, share the video with anybody that you think might be able to benefit from it. Also keep in mind that you don't have to buy the house outright and take care of it and manage it yourself. You know, there's many different ways that you can get involved with investing in real estate. You can actually get involved with, you know, just loaning money to people for, you know, doing private mortgages. You know, you're going to get a great return on your money, anywhere from, you know, 8 to 11%, somewhere in there, or 7%, whatever y'all decide, but it's so much more than what a bank is going to pay you. So quit leaving your money in the bank and losing money, because generally speaking, they pay you less than what the cost of living goes up every year. So it's another tip with Rental Robert. Have yourself a very wonderful day.